I'm orisaey, and this is The Legend of Zelda. The dungeon-delving colossus who since 1986 has spawned 14 installments of 2D classics, CDI spin-offs we don't talk about, and the most influential action-adventure game franchise of all time. And as much as I would love speedrunning,
lamp oil, rope, bombs.
My quest to speedrun the most broken AF speedruns of all time forces us to look back at where it all began to see how players broke both the entire series and its newest installment, Echoes of Wisdom. Since its inception almost 4 decades ago, the 2D Zelda speedrunning community, made up of over 5,000 runners, have completed over 20,000 runs of piling perfection, movement mastery, insane memorization, and pure determination. Despite this, no speedrun is complete without its fair share of glitches, something that itself is synonymous with the entire Zelda series. You see, all the way from the original to the Link's Awakening remake, runners have had to deal with stupid screen scrolling, broken AF game logic, flawed map systems, out-of-bound glitches, fucked up floors, dumbass links, and no clipping. Glitches whose use in Echoes of Wisdom we'll get to after we try speedrunning the most broken AF world records of 2D Zelda history. Starting the clock upon opening a new save, our runner Nitroz, a world record holder across most classic Zelda games, kicks off the run in Link's prologue as he marches through the mysterious dungeon, defeats Darknuts, obliterates Ganon, falls into the still world, and breaks out as Zelda. Grabbing his cloak and escaping the void as they end up outside, our runner reaches Hyrule Castle, speaking to
Rome boss promise high,
having them engulfed in the abyss and being taken away. Waking up in a basement holding cell, Nitroz meets Tri and receives the Tri Rod, allowing them to copy this table and bed, escape their entrapment, sneak past several guards, speak to Impa, be swept away, and reach the southern beach. Copying a Gordo trampoline and sign whilst reaching Left's house, Nitroz continues as he would in a normal run, activating waypoints, entering the first dungeon, and obtaining Bind, before ditching the rest of the remaining dungeon to wind up in the southern forest. In said forest, our runner proceeds to set up the run's first glitch by constructing the Onyx, a ladder made of boulders, trampolines, chests, and beds at the edge of the skybox. From here, our runner reads a sign and opens the map on the exact frame both his text box closes and he fades into the mist, warping to where he just came from and inexplicably finding himself at Jabal Waters, skipping the game's entire introduction. Oh, and no one knows why the fuck this happens, but it just does, so let's keep going. Scaling this temple and twirling across Hyrule Field to reach this waypoint and the Eternal Forest, our runner climbs this tree and reads yet another sign as he fades out. Wrong warping to the southern ruins and from there into Null's body, the game's final dungeon. But before Nitroz can take on this penultimate gauntlet, there are 3 more runs we need to look at to fully understand how broken AF Echoes of Wisdom truly is, starting with Gawthrox's defeat Ganon world record. Flying through the game's introduction as intended and emerging outside, our runner reaches the southern ruins, defeats Link with the Dark Nut and gains his sword fighter form, defeating this Talus and completing the dungeon. After saving Left and starting the Searching for Everyone quest, Gawthrox beelines it to both Jabal Waters and the Gerudo Desert, completing their respective quests, beating their respective bosses, disbanding their respective rifts, and saving Riot to move the story forwards. Starting the still missing mission as the castle town is engulfed, our runner enters the still world for the final time, moving the king's throne, retracing their steps through the basement and encountering Ganon, defeating him quickly for a world record of 2 hours, 4 minutes and 50 seconds, letting us pick up where we left off with Smudey's All Dungeons world record. After promptly starting the Lands of the Goddess questline, our runner reaches the Elden Volcano, Farron Wetlands and Lanayru Mountain, defeating Volvagia, Goma, and Scorchhill in order to complete their respective temples, subsequently entering Null's body, which we'll return to after recapping Panzer's 100% world record. You see, while Smudey was simply just going from point A to point B to complete the game's storyline, Pants had his work cut out for him as he was forced to collect literally everything our previous runner missed, such as all 20 hearts, all 40 heart pieces, all key items, all side quest items, all accessories, all non-amiibo outfits, all echoes and automatons, all map markers, all might crystals, all stamps, and all quests, maxing out the Tri-Rod in the process and bringing us all the way back to Nitroz's 80% world record inside Null's body. Following a newfound link through the dungeon, Nitroz takes on the ultimate challenge of the entire run, defeating several waves of enemies with Link's Neanderthal AI, reloading to save time and falling down below. Pulling on the boss's arms for some well-timed spin attacks, Nitroz rips and tears through the next 3 phases, saving Traz friends, avoiding the bosses we never even fought, and reuniting the Triforce to destroy the leader of the Tekkens once and for all. Meaning our runners are able to beat, finish as intended, and 100% The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom in just 34 minutes and 22 seconds, an hour and 57 minutes, and 8 hours, 43 minutes, and 33 seconds respectively. So that being said, let's jump into the recap I'm calling A Second Echo Has Hit the Wisdom. As I'm sure you've noticed by now, Echoes of Wisdom easily has some of, if not the most, broken AF world records in 2D Zelda history. Well, it might not be a link to the past, but it definitely stacks up to its forefather through its broken AF game logic and flawed map systems. But that's before you recognize the pathing perfection, movement mastery, insane memorization, and pure determination runners have at their disposal. And the fact that these glitches only took a week to be discovered. Meaning by all accounts, Echoes of Wisdom beats out its 23-year-old predecessor as the most broken AF game in 2D Zelda history. Speaking of broken AF, while you're here, you might as well check out my previous video on the broken AF speedruns of indie horror history. And that's about it from me this month, so I guess I'll see you next time in Double Upload December. Orisaey out.